Hear from our current vice chairperson, Hannah.
Okay. So your first question. So being vice, one of the duties is to oversee the e-board members in their duties and responsibilities. If an officer is to begin slacking off on the duties and not assisting other board members when the time comes, what action will you take?
Well, first of all, one of my goals as vice chairperson would be to really reach out to each officer and really try to get to know each of them. So I wouldn't just regard like my officers as officers. I would regard them first as a human being and as a person. So I would try to have weekly, or maybe not weekly, but I would try to regularly meet with each e-board officer to see what they have going on in their lives, like if they have any problems or things going on. And from that, I would talk to them and see what has been keeping them from being involved and helping out with other events. And from there, I would try to help them, give them advice, just make them feel very comfortable and make them feel like even though they might have a lot on their plate and they feel that they can't help as much, that their e-board is always here and that we are here to support each other and that this is a team effort, not just individual positions working towards their individual goals, but all of us working towards one common goal.
So as you know, you will also be in charge of the Summer Apprentice program along with the chairperson. Members are eager to learn other leadership skills and be a part of the behind-the-scenes work of what e-board does. What are your goals for the program and what direction do you want to take them in?
Some of my goals for the Summer Apprentice program would be to really get them as involved as possible. From what I've seen with my experience here in Manahan, the Summer Apprentice program was not as hands-on as I believe it could have been. I feel like the summer apprentices were assigned positions to shadow maybe a little bit too late so that they didn't really get to have an in-depth experience of what it is like to be in that position. So I would try to start as early as possible, even in the fall, see what students might possibly be interested and pair them up with e-board officers so that they can really help them out and really take a more active role in helping plan events so that they can see what they might be interested in pursuing for the next academic school.
And my last question, if there happen to be multiple vacancies on this upcoming e-board for any reason, what would you do to fill them given that it is your job to assume the responsibility?
So it is very difficult if there are a lot of vacancies for one person to fulfill that position. So what I would do is I would try and go out to the general members and see that if they are interested in maybe helping take lead in those positions. Even though no one might have wanted to run for that position, I still feel like there are general members that do still want to help out and contribute in some way. So I would reach out to them to see if they would be interested in doing that.
And I have a couple audience questions. First question, being vice also means being second hand to chair. Both have very similar and equal duties. Please explain why you feel that you're ready to take on this position that is almost equal to being the face of Manahan.
I feel that I am ready to take on this position because of my strong determination and motivation to really benefit this org as a whole. This org has given me a lot. It's given me a lot of my really solid friend group, and from there I really want to give back and let other new students have the opportunity to do that as well. I would work hand in hand with the chairperson to resolve any conflicts that the organization may be facing, and also to be their right-hand person to just dive into whatever is being thrown at us. I feel like vice chairperson and chairperson are really work hand in hand. I would say even almost to the extent that they are kind of like equal positions, that it shouldn't only just fall on chairperson and the vice chairperson be like the assistant. Like they should really work together. They two are the faces of Manahan, and they should be really trying their best and giving their all to make sure that this organization could be the best that we could possibly be.
And next question. How will you deal with a board that isn't cohesive and cannot decide on one common idea for an event?
So I think it is a good thing actually that when boards are conflicted, because it shows that they have passion for their beliefs and their ideas, that they are not just going to let it slide. They're not just going to let the majority idea be the idea that comes to surface. What I would do is I would really create like a safe space where all e-board officers are comfortable in sharing their ideas, and really just talk about what the bigger issue is and how best that we could resolve that. As far as making the board more cohesive, it really is about, you know, spending time together, and not just time in your positions and your duties, but also time like outside of Manahan, just you know, like hanging out and just like not having to worry about any like event that's coming up or anything. Just like really taking time to get to know one another, because if you know who you're working with, you know their strengths and their weaknesses, and you can work off of that. You can bounce on each other to really just to really put forward the best foot that Manahan could put forward. And I feel like board cohesivity is something that is really important, because the dynamic of the board is really just as important as each individual in the position themselves.
Thank you.